Hi, welcome, Joel. Joel is a member of BMI. How long have you been a member, Joel?
It's been about 3 months now.
So, what's been some good news in the last 3 months? Maybe bad news? I don't know. But what's been some good news in the last 3 months of joining?
It's been mostly good. Obviously, it's tough with the COVID situation, and I think everyone has to adjust. But I literally went from freelancer, not knowing where to go, to now an official business owner with a team. So it's pretty surreal, pretty exciting.
Yeah, and how well is your business doing now?
It's doing really well. So actually too well. And I had to finally make the leap and hire,
Yeah.
which is going well. I'm training. Yeah, last month was absolutely crazy. And it didn't start off as well as December, but picked up like crazy and actually was better than December in terms of revenue. So I did my maths in Canadian. So about 21K 21.5K Canadian, which leads to, I think, 16.5K US. So pretty surreal with,
Yes. 16,856 USD. Okay, interesting. How well was your business doing when you joined?
I had no business. So I was actually, I think 6 months prior, I quit my agency job, starting doing a lot of personal work, kind of preparing grounds for my next big move. And I was just doing, preparing to do freelancing. And then I really realized that if I want to do this seriously, it's going to have to be a business. Freelancing to me is just kind of doing agency work, but just one after the other. So I took the leap, and then I came across your videos on YouTube, and it really clicked. Like, it just made a lot of sense. And at the time, I think lead gen is the most complicated thing and most overwhelming thing for a lot of people. And I think you really covered a lot of aspects on that. So it was a no-brainer for me, and I made the leap, made the jump, and I'm just getting the results shortly after. So it's pretty amazing.
And do you have prior business experience? Is this your
Nope.
first try?
No, so essentially I founded the agency with two other guys. I wasn't an actual founder. So I've seen their progress, but honestly, like, it didn't help that much. Like, I wasn't there for the bigger decisions, and I didn't really actually see the process behind the scenes. So yeah, from scratch, and
You were an art
it's
director before joining BMI. You were an art
yeah.
director. Okay, okay. Just so people, because found an agency. Like you don't. Did you have sales experience before BMI?
No,
Did
no.
you
So
have lead generation experience before BMI?
I didn't even know what lead generation meant.
Hmm.
So very bare bones, very little knowledge, and very overwhelmed. I think business, there's so many aspects to it. And at first, I just didn't even know where to put my time, where to put my energy. Yeah, no experience. I worked as an art director, so I did graphic design, I did animation, and touched a lot of different skills. Since it was a smaller agency, we took on many different clients with many different projects, which honestly I wasn't a big fan of, and caused a lot of problems. And I ended up, just doing like scrap work as well as top level work, and it just it didn't really feel good most of the time.
So in terms of when you saw basically as an employee in the past, when you saw that agency grow from scratch versus your agency, are there similarities, differences?
It's crazy. Like, if I like because I've done the progress with the past agency I was with, and to get to where I'm at today took them about 2.5 years. And honestly, even that, after that 2.5 years, still a lot of mega problems, mega clashes, and processes that weren't solid. It feels like it's been more than 3 months. Like, it feels like it's been 3 years. And sitting here today and doing this call is really special because of such big progress in such a short amount of time.
What do you attribute the success to?
In terms of how I would, what would have been the main key points in that success? I think personal stuff was taken care of, which was a big thing. And I don't think we would have I would have not been able to join BMI either way, because you do make sure that people are ready for it. So number one, that. And number two was really getting knowledge. Because I think at first you're so blasted with so many different opinions and different tips, from whether it's online videos for free, courses that are paid, and all that. And finally having a source of knowledge that was trustable, made sense for which stage I was at across the board, was the second biggest game changer. And then the third one would be community. I underestimated the power of being with people that are in not only your stage before that, and right after you. So there's like a full spectrum of stages of business, and people have been so nice to, either with their time, their energy, or sharing their information. So
What type of mentors have you had? I mean, you're talking all these things you're talking about, I assume, was in BMI, right?
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, just
So
checking.
yeah, no, totally. And like my plan originally was to really get a bunch of different sources for information. And with BMI, I just literally did not have to waste time on finding other resources yet, because there's so much content, so much stuff to absorb, that I feel like time is the biggest factor in my growth right now, which is a good thing. So
What did you get mentorship on, in terms of like actually, by people, not content?
coaches at BMI were good, because I feel like there was a wide variety. So we had people that really specialized in sales, people that specialized more in project management, and then lead gen. And having people that really went in depth about the subject and hands-on coaching made such a big difference. Like, I still remember some of these calls, and after being on these calls, mind blown as to what I was learning. So yeah, big difference.
And how did you learn sales? Like, did you have to go through hell to learn sales, or what happened?
No, like sales, I used to see sales as like this big demon that, you had to manipulate people and do stuff that wasn't really correct, like in terms of my values.
Yeah.
And there was a big mindset change for me that BMI helped with. I think, sales have a bad reputation, when in reality, it's actually something that can be enjoyable for both the potential client and the person doing the sales. And I never considered myself good at sales. I see myself as an artist since day one. Now today, I can finally see myself maturing in other areas of business and life that I would have never thought I'd be able to reach that point, especially in 3 months.
And did you have to sell your soul as an artist to get sales in your creative agency?
No. And if anything, I've never felt more complete as a person. We talk about soul, that included. Like, doing sales actually makes me a better artist by learning more about the problem that I'm solving and stuff like that. So no, absolutely not.
How do we teach sales? How do you learn about, like, what have you learned about sales at BMI that makes it not weird, scammy, or manipulative?
I think it's just a total change of mindset. Like, for me, it's really been breaking bad habits, breaking limiting beliefs that, like, I thought were like the reality. So very concrete stuff, very hands-on stuff that's not complicated. It's straightforward. In terms of implementation, it might be uncomfortable, but for the good reasons. Like, it forces you to go out of your comfort zone, not in a way that doesn't go with your values and with the client's best interest in mind as well. So it's in terms of the tips and everything, it's been great.
Did you use the interactive document, or did you use the theory? Like, which one did you use? I think you used the theory, right?
Well, I did both. Like I don't know if you meant like the calls or you meant like the course.
Oh, the interactive PDF versus the
Okay, yeah. Yeah, no, both. So I went through it all. There's still some stuff that I have to go through. Like there's just so much content,
Yeah.
but it's hard. It's hard to, but it's great. Honestly, it feels really good
Did
to.
you have to watch a lot of content to get results? Did you watch
No,
100
no,
hours of content, of 75,
no.
50 hours?
I think that's one of the things that still blow my mind to this day is really the quality, and like, not the quality of the video production, stuff like that, the quality of
Well, we're not known for that. That's for sure.
hey, one day maybe I could help with some of those aspects, but I
Yeah.
think in terms of the what actually is going to bring results to your business, you as a person, and everything that connects that, the content is just so packed with information that makes you go, oh my god, like that. I need to do that. I need to do that. I can see how I can change that. And I don't think I would have understood what the problem would be in 3 months of, I have so many things I want to work on. Now it's a matter of choosing which one to do. So it's a good problem for sure.
What about in terms of the people that are joining BMI? Like, who are you surrounded with? Or is it just a bunch of civilians, clueless civilians that have no idea what's going on at all? And like, you're like, why, what are these deep people doing here? They're never going to succeed in business. Is it like that? Or is it maybe something else?
The majority of people in BMI are always, whether it's a lot of stages ahead or very close to where you are, just one step ahead. And I think that just being part of a community like that, it just enables growth. You're always surrounded with people that have ideas, tips, or anything for you. And then obviously, like, once, for me, I'm at 3 months, I now see people that are following exactly my steps. And it's been actually helpful for myself to help them as well. I think any teacher would say that that's the best way to learn, and I see that as well. So yeah, majority people, it's people that have businesses that are very successful, big numbers, and they're actually less stressed than, let's say, a freelancer that's stumbling with jobs, and it's pretty mind-blowing once you see it for yourself.
What about the quality of the actual people? Because as a business owner is one thing, but what about like the people that are let into BMI? Is it A, B, and C players, or who is it for?
Oh, A players for sure. Like, I don't think there's anyone in BMI that doesn't want to grow, doesn't want to achieve great things, and being surrounded with people with that mindset. Yeah, it forces you to get out of your comfort zone to actually become the best version of yourself every single day.
And who shouldn't do this? Like, what type of people shouldn't bother to join the program or to build an agency?
To me, it's pretty obvious. Like, if you're not really interested in it, if you want to do this just for money, if you want to do this quickly, I think you really need to go in with an open mind to really understand what makes success, and also redefine what success means. I think that the bottom line is, if you come in with a mindset of, thinking you're going to scam people, or thinking you're going to not go out of your comfort zone in some areas to enable growth, I think it's just not for you. And I don't think there's a quick fix that actually works in life. So this isn't one of them for sure.
What about the people who spend 2 years to get to a basic level? Like, does it take 2 years to get to a basic level, or do you think maybe they they probably should be following a proven process?
Yeah, that's a great one. Because the thing is, like, even when I started, I already had plans in my head as to what my year would look like, and stuff I would do. And you quickly realize that most of the stuff that you thought was valuable was a total waste of time. And what does that actually mean to grow a business? And it didn't take long for me to put that stuff either aside or completely remove it, because now I understand that this stuff is irrelevant.
What were things that would have been a waste of time if you hadn't been told by someone who actually knows?
Yeah, well, I think building a website was the biggest one. I was actually building a website thinking that I needed one, and I realized very quickly, and the coaches were very clear on how building a website is actually not needed. And it's stuff like that that really made a big difference, because I was actually spending, so many hours on that website thinking it was going to get me clients, thinking it was going to be needed to even do sales and stuff like that. And that's the type of stuff that made such a big difference and saved so much time to enable me to spend it on what mattered.
What are some other things that you were thinking of doing that you now realize after 3 months and, having your first 16, 17,000 or a month, like what would have been a waste of time? Like that, what are the problems you've avoided basically?
Yeah, there's so many. I talked about the website, but I think the sales process, knowing how to handle sales, like I was going in just literally talking to someone as if and trying to make friends. Very bad. It just didn't lead to even helping them. I think sales for sure, following a process like you mentioned, and really taking each step into consideration as to how make it better. And even after that, in terms of handling expectations, like I didn't even know what that meant before. And we wonder why we get horrible clients. And sometimes it comes down to literally just handling expectations. And it's stuff like that that really opened my mind as to, wow, I actually know so little, and the resources are literally right in front of me to grow. So I think that's what made it such a big progress in such a short amount of time.
Right. Anything else? Like what are some other things people waste time on if they don't know?
I think finding clients, like lead gen, is such a, I feel, misunderstood, massive waste of time for so many people. Like finding clients.
Would you like in BMI when you started? What were your expectations of how hard it would be to find a lead or a client? What were your initial expectations?
I thought finding a client, honestly, was like, it seemed like a mountain to climb. Like,
Okay, and what was it like in reality? Like,
I mean, in reality, finding a client is, like, it's a matter of just finding the right person to be in front of. And it's as simple as that. Like it became such a demon in my head as to what it was. And as soon as you get in front of the people that want to be in front of you, things are just easy for both parties.
Because you started from zero. So how long did it take you from zero with no prior experience in doing this to getting the first client? I don't remember actually. How long did it take you?
I think it took me 3 weeks. I think I got my first client, and a really great one. I'm actually still working with him today, and I still create great stuff for him, and he really loved the experience. And after that, it was just a snowball effect. I learned so much from it that the next one just became better and better and better, and the value went up, the price went up. Which obviously equals in more revenue, which is, pretty amazing.
So what are the difficult things that you've learned in BMI? Because as we all know, BMI lead generation is just not very difficult. But what are the difficult things?
I think the difficult things is definitely sales. I think a lot of people are having trouble with that, and I can see why, myself too. I think human to human relationship is very complex, and having coaches that literally go in depth as to how the human mind works and stuff, you realize that, oh my God, sales is not what I thought, and it can actually be enjoyable. It can actually be.
And what about joining BMI? Like, what did you like? How were your expectations set when you joined BMI versus reality? Like,
when I joined BMI, honestly, I was expecting a group of people. I was expecting, a course that was not very complex, or maybe complex, but that was going to help me through my journey. And what it actually was a million times better. And I'm not exaggerating. Like literally, where I'm at today probably would have taken me 3 years of horrible experience, one after the other, probably reading thousands of books and watching videos and reading articles and stuff just to get to the point where I'm at today. And I've seen it with
maybe we should change our marketing a little bit, because people, you thought it was a course and shit. Damn, because it's definitely not a course.
No, I knew it was more than a course, but I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting this. Like, we're such a close group. There's so much support from every single angle, and sometimes some of the questions I thought were stupid. And when I asked them, it didn't take long for someone to answer, whether it's a coach or just someone from the group that could help me literally in a matter of hours, sometimes minutes. And that just took off so many blocks in the road.
What's the longest period in BMI you've been stuck with something that you just didn't know how to solve it?
I would say a week. Yeah, it just, and like when we're talking about that week, it took a week to unblock, but like I was getting help and I was actually like changing things throughout that week.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. So it started moving already before the week was over.
Exactly.
The week is actually quite long. I think the current time it takes is about 3 days. That's because usually it's very difficult not to talk to anyone for 3 days in BMI. If you just go there, you just talk to some people.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So,
oh yeah, for sure. In terms of response, we're talking either minutes or hours. I meant more like for the moment that
the actual change.
Exactly. The result. Yeah. A week maximum.
Thank you, Joel. Thanks for doing this. Hopefully potential new members are going to see this. They're like, well, I guess I should give this a try. And they should definitely give it a try by applying and seeing if it's the right thing for them. As Joel has said, and I say it everywhere as well, if business or this type of business is not right for you, we'll tell you. I promise. That's the thing that I can promise. To the best of my ability, I always tell people, this is right for you or this is not right for you. There's hundreds of guys like Joel. Go look at the client result page. I've been doing it for 6 years now. As of this video, it's actually already more than 6 years. It's going to be 7. God, it's been a while, hasn't it? So thank you, Joel, for sitting down, explaining things from your perspective as a beginner, because you just joined, because 3 months, like the initial period. So congrats on your 16 whatever $1,000 month.
Thank you.
And I'll see you. Oh, we'll talk again at like 50, maybe 70, 50.
Yeah. We could do another video.
45. Yeah, 45.
Yeah. But we'll talk soon either way. So I'm very thankful. Yeah.